Does The Godfather have one of the greatest opening scenes of all time? Welcome back to another Too True SMEG review, where we're on a never-ending quest to figure out which movie, TV show, or video game has the best opening ever made. A while back, a fan requested that we do a review of the opening scene to perhaps one of the greatest movies of all time, The Godfather. Ranked second greatest movie of all time on IMDb with a score of 9.2 and 97 and 98% scores on Rotten Tomatoes, The Godfather is undeniably one of the greatest movies to ever be made, with many arguing it is the greatest movie of all time. But there's one important question that needs answering. Is the opening scene also one of the greatest of all time? Well, today, we're stepping into Don Vito Corleone's office on the day of his daughter's wedding to find out. This is a scene most people know, and even if you've never seen the movie, you've probably at least heard about it or seen parodies of it in other movies. As always, we're going to look at three things: the music or sound, the storytelling, and how captivating the intro is as a whole. We'll give each of these categories a score out of 10, and then add all these scores up to get a final average score. And as usual, if there's something extra special or negative in this intro that just doesn't fit into any of these categories, then we'll be awarding bonus points or applying penalty points as well. So once again, my wonderful audience, sit back, relax, and enjoy another Too True SMEG review. Let's start with the music and sound. What music are you talking about? There isn't really any music in the scene whatsoever. Does that mean we just give a score of 0 here? Well, while it's kind of surprising that there's no music here, especially given how iconic the Godfather theme is, it's actually the absence of music that helps in making this opening so iconic. Instead of music, all we get are voices, the desperate, shaky pleading of Bonacera, and the calm, gravely tone of Don Corleone. The silence around them almost becomes its own sound, making the conversation feel even heavier. What works so well here is that by stripping away the music, it forces us to pay attention to every word, every pause, every tremble in voice, and every change in tone. We don't get any distractions, just raw dialogue. And that makes the moment powerful. Now, on the flip side, that also means a scene can feel a little flat if you're not tuned in. Music has an effect of adding an extra layer of tension or emotion, and without it, a scene relies entirely on the acting and visual stimuli. So that has to be absolutely perfect. Not saying the scene would have been better with music, because the absence of music is what makes this scene so great. But again, no music does have the effect of losing a few people who may need a bit more of an extra push to stay engaged. So when factoring in all these things, we give a score of 9.5 out of 10. Next up is the storytelling, and this is where the intro is at its strongest. We're not given every detail about what happened to Bonacera's daughter, but the way he tells it, we know enough. We can infer what happened without the movie spelling it out for us, and that makes it feel more real. People don't usually sit down and narrate their tragedy step by step in real life, like we see a lot in today's movies. They tell just enough for you to get the point, and that's exactly how this plays out. On top of that, this scene shows us right away how Don Corleone operates. He doesn't yell, he doesn't threaten, he simply makes Bonacera realize how much he needs him, how much Don Corleone guilt trips Bonacera into avoiding him for all these years, and his calm, patient, and almost loving nature makes him all that much more powerful. It's just wonderful storytelling and a scene that really made the calm and collected cat lover villain such a stereotype in film today. Just by sitting there calm and quiet, he demands and commands respect. And when he finally speaks about friendship and loyalty, we immediately understand the code that runs through the whole movie. Respect is earned and favors come with strings attached. The storytelling here doesn't just set up the rest of the film, it teaches us how this world works, the real power and authority Don Corleone has, and for these reasons, storytelling is a clear 10 out of 10. And now we get to captivating. There's no denying that this scene draws you in because it's so simple and so relatable. A man comes to someone more powerful than him, desperate for help after his daughter was wronged. You don't need to know anything else about the mob, the family, or even the movie. It just makes sense on a human level. That's what keeps us glued to the screen, because we want to see how Don Corleone responds. At the same time, the tension is thick. Bonacera is practically sweating through his words while Corleone barely moves, and that contrast is enough to make you lean in closer. How will Don Corleone react? Will he get upset with Bonacera for disrespecting him? Will he assert a power move over him? Is Don Corleone even going to have this man kill himself? These are questions running through our head the first time we see this movie because the tension is palpable. The only drawback here is the pacing. For those of us with shorter attention spans, this slow build might feel like it takes forever, and by the last minute or two, you might start to wonder when something bigger is going to happen. But that's also part of what makes it bold. The movie doesn't rush it, and it expects you to meet it at its pace. So for captivating, we're going to give a 9 out of 10. So when we add all these scores up, we get a total of 28.5 out of 30, which averages out to 9.5 out of 10. A fantastic score and well deserved for a scene that has gone down in film history as one of the best intros ever. My final thoughts. This opening scene isn't trying to wow you with explosions or big set pieces. It's slow, it's patient, it makes you understand right away what this story is about: family, respect, and power. If you stick with it, it rewards you with one of the most unforgettable starts in movie history and takes you on a long, slow burn story of how family can make you do unthinkable things and make you change in ways you never thought you would. Simply put, a wonderful start to a great movie. Well, there you have it, folks, a full review of the opening scene to The Godfather. If you enjoyed this review, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more reviews just like this. And if you disagreed with my score, go ahead and let me know in the comments where you think I might have missed the mark. And for those of you who made it this far, you're awesome. Thank you again for all the support and for sticking around for another Too True SMEG review. Until next time.